Well, I think, Jimbo, the first thing we ought to talk about is what we've been playing lately because we haven't actually played any games together in quite a while now. So I'd
It has
like
been
to
a while.
I'd like to know what you've been playing lately, buddy.
Well, let's see. Lately, I just got, and I played this on the 360 version with you actually. Payday. I remember that was the first game you and I played together. Actually,
Yep.
we went out and bought it. Okay, so a buddy of mine basically gifted me an Xbone gift card because he bought the upgraded version of Payday for the Xbox One, and he was a big fan of that. He and I played a lot together. And initially, I was like, well, it's like $50. That's okay. It's digital only, and you probably hate that as much as I do. We're physical copy guys, and it just irritates the hell out of me. But I will say this: they've really done their homework on this new kind of re-envisioned Payday. Not just the graphics. I mean, it's not like a huge leap, but it's definitely a leap. Like it's running basically the same as I guess someone with a really hooked up, Alienware PC would have been running the original Payday. With everything, anti-aliasing and all this shit turned on. It definitely looks beautiful. They've added guns. There's more classes to it. There's more masks. There's more characters instead of just the four guys. There's like 8 now, I think. So even though it's a second purchase, effectively for me, thank God I didn't have to pay for it. I'm gonna say that it would have been worth the upgrade. Like even if I had just paid the $50 because of all the extra shit you get with it, I would say yes. If you like the series, do it.
Well, I've got a question about that because
Sure.
when me and you played it,
Yeah.
like we had a really good time playing the game. But the one
Absolutely.
thing that kind of turned me off on Payday was that it was basically like 4 or 5 maps, and
Yes.
once you figure out, like we always like doing the jewelry store. That was
Yep.
one of the ones we always, and I guess there was a bank that we did too. It's been so long since I played it, but
Yep.
it was always the exact same setup. There was no like random map or whatever. So basically, once you figured out the the layout of the map,
Hmm.
the first time you've got it figured out. Did they switch it up like where there's at least like more like versions of like jewelry stores, banks, and all that, or is it kind
Yes.
of the same? Okay.
Oh, so they kind of addressed that before this newest version of the Xbox One version of the game came out, with a couple of add-ons to the game that added some more maps. They added, instead of just a jewelry store, there was like a diamond store. There was a different type of bank. There was like an art heist where you had to break into an art museum, and they've stepped that up even that much further on the Xbox One version, where we're going into missions and I'm playing with my buddy, and he had been playing it for a few days before me, and he's taking me into shit. I'm like, where the hell are we? Like, it looks so different. I was like, what the? And he's like having to explain the objectives and everything. Like, there's one that's obviously inspired by Breaking Bad, where you basically have to learn to cook meth,
Oh, that's
like with
awesome.
with your guy on the phone, where he's literally googling the ingredients about how to cook meth. And if you get the ingredients wrong, the place basically blows up.
Wow.
So there are some moments in that game where I swear, short of a really good survival horror game, Tyler, it's been some of the most intense, like, nail biting, white knuckle, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, like that kind of stuff that I think I've ever had in my entire life. I have just countless hours of fun playing that. My one gripe with this would be, and I kind of understand it, but it kind of also sucks. All of my progress that I got on the Xbox 360 did not carry over.
Oh,
So I
really?
literally had to start from zero, and I was like a
Ah.
level 70 something. So, I understand that not everyone can be like Blizzard and, do like the cross platform thing where they handled the Diablo 3 transition, which they handled perfectly. I mean, that was like the textbook example of how to handle a transition, to give people a reason to buy the upgraded version. I wasn't really expecting that from these guys, so it's okay. But there is one thing that they've added to this that I think gives people an incentive. If you keep playing the same map over and over and over again, like basically just milking the experience, your experience actually starts to degrade, meaning you don't get as much from that particular mission as you would. When you do variety, you get a lot more bonuses and you actually level extremely fast. On our first mission, I jumped 3 levels
Okay.
in one mission. So if you really know how to play the game, like he and I did, excuse me, and you really know the tricks and stuff like that, even though you're kind of limited by your weapons and your equipment and stuff like that, you're gonna blast right through this. Like by the end of the first night, I was like level 10, and that was with 2.5 hours of playing, maybe. I mean, we were just blasting through missions. So don't be discouraged just because you played it on a previous platform. If you like the Xbox 360 version, you have an Xbone, make the jump. That's what I say.
Okay. I had a buddy that was asking about getting it on Xbox One, and I'd kind of discouraged him initially just because of that initial experience on the 360. But hearing all that, it sounds like I need to get it too. So
I would love to play with you, man. We'd love to have a third guy. If you like the first one at all, you will love the new one. I
mean, I loved it, but it just got where we had, like, once you beat the mission, it was like, what's there to do? I mean, I'm just playing the exact same mission over and over again. And we had some of those same nail biting experiences, trying to get out without the cops getting us and hop in the van,
which
on time
is really hard. Even at a higher level, like getting through a mission without attracting any police attention, that takes real skill. Like, just beating the mission doesn't become enough. Like, you want to be like, I don't want to have any, dead bodies. I want to do this totally clean and everything like that. Like, I want to do 0 cops, because you get bonuses for that. And it's, to this day, it's still really hard, even on the lower level missions, to really control the room to the point where the cops aren't even called.
Well, what else have you been playing lately?
Well, I haven't played it yet, but I just got it in the mail the other day. For anyone out there not in the know on this, the Microsoft Store has like amazing deals on things, like the online store and I'm not talking just download codes, like physical copies of games. I probably bought 5 or 6 different games from them, just on random sales. This most recent time was the new Wolfenstein. Not the new one, that's the prequel, the one before, the New Order, I think it's called. I haven't played it yet. Heard a lot of great things about it. I just got it in the mail yesterday, so it's sitting downstairs next to the Xbone, ready to go. But everyone I know that's played it is like, dude, if you love Wolfenstein, this is the Wolfenstein that you remember. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. But anyways, I've been blabbing on here, man. Tell us, what have you been playing?
I went on vacation. That's what caused us to delay the podcast for about a week or so. But I took my handhelds with me. That's primarily what I've been playing a lot lately, is my Vita and my new 3DS. But I played a really cool game by Ubisoft called Child of Light, and it is a very unique RPG. And RPGs generally aren't my favorite form of game, like, just because I don't have the time to play them. These days like I used to, but it's just very beautiful. It looks like a children's fairy tale, basically. It's all like hand-drawn animation, and it's got a really unique battle system. You use light to slow down the enemy's cast bars, and it's basically a lot of like interruption in the cast times and all that, but a great RPG. Finished that, and I loved it. And it's really got me interested in playing more RPGs here lately, even though with work and all that, time constraints kind of hold me back. But also I played Wolf Among Us. Have you played that? By Telltale?
I haven't. I'm definitely familiar with it, but no, I haven't played it yet.
Really awesome game. I picked it up on the Vita. If you liked The Walking Dead, even though it's kind of completely different genre, it's kind of a detective story. Basically, the big bad wolf is the sheriff of Fabletown, and he's investigating some murders. And it's got so many different characters like Sleeping Beauty, and basically they're in modern day city, and you're trying to find out who murdered a prostitute. But really, really cool. I really enjoyed it. It kind of leaves it open ended, so I'm sure they're going to make a sequel to it.
Sure.
But that was really good. And I played A Link Between Worlds again on 3DS, and that's a great game. If any of you haven't checked that out, definitely play it. It's one of the great Zelda games that's come out in the past few years. And as far as consoles, I went and got Diablo 3, which is one of the last games me and you played together.
Hmm.
I got the Reaper of Souls edition and basically played it all the way through and played that last expansion. And it was okay. I've played through Diablo 3 about 4 or 5 times now, and it
Wow.
kind of got long in the tooth there toward the end of it, just
Yeah.
because I've played through it so much. But one thing that I did finally do on this last one is if you kill one of the like they have different type of trolls on this game now. You know, like the treasure trolls pop out and you have to kill them before they go through the portal. Well,
Yeah.
there's actually special ones that will send you to. Um, I forget what the name of the Goldshire is the name of this hidden town, and it was actually in the original Diablo 3, but you had to like find all these like secret items and stuff. So it's kind of like a easy way to get to it. But you go through, and it's just this like Technicolor world, and you're having to like kill unicorns and Care Bears and all this stuff. I mean, it's way out there, but I found that like pretty cool to actually
Awesome.
be able to play that. But that's about all I've been playing here recently.
That's cool. I haven't gotten to Reaper of Souls yet. I'm glad that I waited and didn't pull the trigger on the 360 because I'd rather make the jump to the Xbone because, like I said earlier, you don't have to lose any of your progress or anything like that.
And it
Um,
basically looks like the PC version. Like you could tell that the 360 version was kind of dumbed down for the
yeah.
system, but this is very polished looking. It was right up there with the PC version. I mean, of course, the PC is going to have the best graphics, but I mean, it on a 55-inch TV, it looked
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. Well, that's cool. Thanks for the tip. I'm definitely gonna, I was gonna pull the trigger on that anyways, but now I have even more an incentive because I get to punish unicorns and Care Bears, which
Right.
sounds, when I'm having a bad day, that just sounds fucking awesome.
Exactly.
Let's see. As far as retro games, I actually have one next to me that I want to plug real quick, just for all you collectors and gamers out there. That would be Spike Out Battle Street for the original Xbox. Has skyrocketed in value as of late for many reasons. One, it's one of the last true like co-op brawlers actually published on disc, like not Xbox Live Arcade, like an actual physical game for a console, at least that I remember. And on top of that, you've got co-op, 1 through 4 on the same screen, and you can do 1 through 4 system link. Meaning, if you want to run a local LAN game, do an old school LAN party like the rest of us old farts that actually remember that shit, you can do that where each person actually gets their own console and their own television. And if you like Final Fight, kind of Double Dragon type stuff where you're just running around basically as like your own kind of gang, just beating the crap out of the other gang. This was actually used to be on Xbox Live actually as well, so your gang could take on another gang. This is awesome, and I think that's why the value on this has gone up so much is because it's one of the last few games on a console that you could actually do an effective LAN party with, and I look forward to inviting some friends over and doing that myself. So, Spike Out Battle Street original Xbox, if you can find it cheap, I got it for $16. I think I got lucky. Pick it up.